Hi y'all, I'm Ainsley, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be starting a new Stardew Valley Expanded Let's Play. I have hundreds of hours in the vanilla game, and recently started dabbling into modding, but haven't spent much time in expansion mods. I know this is a fan favorite with a ton of content, so I'm excited to finally spend some time playing. Currently have 35 mods downloaded for this playthrough. Majority of them are aesthetic or need us to run other mods, but they're all linked in the description if you'd like to check any of them out. I always take forever to pick out a hairstyle and clothes, so we're gonna speed through some of this. Okay, that's cute enough. We're definitely going to end up with more than one pet, but for now, we'll pick this little guy. And we're going to go with the Frontier Farm, which is also included from Expanded. I did pick the Expanded Community Center bundles, so I was double checking in here to see if I needed to pick anything, but it doesn't look like it. So we're going to keep all of these advanced configurations just as their default settings. I typically put my favorite thing as Stardew because you get a cute little message whenever you get a star drop. Plus, I can never think of anything better than that. And our farm name for this playthrough is going to be Blackmore, which I found by Googling cute farm names on the internet because I'm super original like that. Okay, well, I think we're now ready to get started. We're also gonna skip the intro. It's just I've seen it too many times, but if this is your first time checking out Stardew for any reason, I highly recommend. I do typically play Stardew on the Switch, so I'm a little clunky to start out with the PC controls, but a couple minutes in, I do decide to switch some hotkeys, and it gets a little smoother after that. Switch my tools around, and now we're gonna go get started clearing the farm. Sometimes I get a little tunnel vision and try to clear too much to get started, not thinking about the fact that it's all just gonna grow back and I have nothing to fill all that space with, but I tried to keep myself this time to a smaller plot of land, something a little more manageable and is not going to take up all of my energy right here in the morning. Then I started tilling soil for my parsnip seeds. At this point, I realized I don't have parsnip seeds. I got a sapling. So, back to clearing the farm we go. Now, I'm just thinking a better move is to go ahead and get a chest built. So, I start clearing weeds and then move to gathering up any wood along the way. Or at least I try to. Again, the controls are not my finest work here. Okay, and now we have our chest made. Let's attempt to open it. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Okay, throw some stuff in it. We'll keep our mixed seeds. Go ahead and get those planted. I also kept the pear to sell to Pierre for just a little bit of extra early game gold. So it looks like we're starting with a parsnip and a potato. Now, let's go ahead and head into town. Made sure to talk to Harvey on the way. I've never married Harvey, and I'm slightly tempted, plus I think he's cuter with this mod without the facial hair. Personal preference. But I know that there are also a lot of great expanded candidates, so I guess we'll wait and kind of see. Made sure to water the calendar outside of Pierre's, always a good thing to do. Checked the first week of birthdays, just so I kind of have a reminder. Watered the front door as well. And then headed inside to buy our first set of seeds. Like I mentioned, since we're doing the expanded community center bundles, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to impact the spring crops. So I think for now what we'll do is just kind of buy a little variety of everything. And then once we've unlocked the community center and can read the first little tablet, we can come back and buy more seeds at that point. But that looks like a good enough starting point. I did make sure to go ahead and meet the townsfolk while I was in here. So stopped and said hi to Pierre, because I'm never sure if whenever you're buying seeds if that counts as officially meeting him or not. Talked to Leah, Caroline, and then go ahead and catch Abigail as she just ran out the door. Now we will head back to the farm to get our new seeds planted and watered. Great. All set. Got a cute little baby crop field going. So I did then start to clear a little bit more of the farm, but promptly ran out of energy. So instead it decided to go down and explore Cindersap a little bit, collecting any forage I found as I went. One thing I already know I love about this mod is just how dynamic it makes the landscaping. Like even just the addition of grass, and I feel like it creates an entirely different environment. So then I decided to swing down, check out a hat mouse who now has his little yard in front of them, which I'm assuming at some point we'll be able to upgrade. And then swung up and met Andy. Who seems a little rough around the edges, but we'll see what he actually is like. And while we're here, might as well go in and snoop at his farm. Looks like he already has a decent plot. Oh. Oh my. Okay, well, let's leave. Looks like he's kind of picking up some of Shane's decorating sensibilities. Then continue searching through the forest, but we don't end up having very much luck here for foraging, which I guess makes sense. It is a Monday, so it hasn't had much time to accumulate. So instead, we head back up to the farm. Did make kind of a maze for myself here to get out, but it'll work for now, and then we can clear it at a later time. Drop off all of our forage items and anything else we picked up today. And go ahead on in and head to bed. And that will do it for our first day of the Let's Play. Day 2 started with getting our mixed seeds planted that we found foraging yesterday. And then also checking the mail. So we'll make sure to go visit Willie at some point today to get the fishing rod. Even though fishing is kind of the bane of my existence in this game, but it gets easier, I guess, as you keep going. all watered. Now we'll grab our daily pear, and I think today I'm just gonna go ahead and ship it so we can get that ticked off. The shipping completion achievement. I checked the bus stop for any forage, but no luck today. So then we headed into town to see who all we might be able to meet walking around while we raid trash cans. Stopped and talked to Gus while we were there. He's such a cutie. And then circled around town to hit these trash cans and meet Shane, who was pleasant as usual. And then I wanted to hit this trash can, but I wasn't sure how far away Shane needed to be, so we sat there and watched him walk away. 40 minutes sounded like kind of a long time to just sit there waiting for Vincent and Jody, so instead I decided to go down to the beach and get our fishing rod from Willie instead. And we're going to skip that cutscene as well, although I do intend to actually watch all of the expanded cutscenes. We headed back up to town and caught Penny while she was on her way to the library. And then also decided to hit the trash cans on the side of the town as well. But so far, I really haven't been having much luck with our trash loot. Oh, Victor. He's new. Okay. Nice to meet you, Victor. I am going to loot through your trash. Thanks, bye. Then headed up towards the community center to see if there's any forage that we can grab while we're here. Aw, look at Gus. Sweet little Gus, just tending to the wine barrels. What a guy. And then, I know we've already met Robin, but I do try to talk to people whenever I see them, just to chip away at the friendship. That tends to be one of my last things for getting perfection, just because I am bad at gifting, and also really bad at remembering birthdays. So after making the rounds in town, we went up to the mountain, met Linus, then grabbed a mushroom, and made our way back to the farm, where we were promptly met with this disaster. But at least this time, I actually have energy to clear it, and I'm not running back from the mines at 2 a.m. fighting for my life. So this is an improvement. While we were kind of in clearing mode, decided at this point might as well explore a little bit of the left side of the farm. I haven't really been over that way yet, and this map looks huge. So I'm kind of excited to see just how much space we have. I got decently far and then ran out of both energy and also my tools aren't upgraded, but I think up that staircase is where Grandpa's shed, and then that broken bridge I'm thinking expands to the second half of the farm. So that'll be something to explore in the future. But that concluded day 2, and day 3 started off raining as usual, which is always so nice not having to water the crops. So instead we checked the mail. Pierre was advertising his backpack upgrade that I cannot afford, so thank you for rubbing that in my face, Pierre. And I got a couple of mixed seeds down. Then I couldn't really decide if I wanted to go and meet more people, because there are a lot, as you can see, that I have not gotten around to meeting yet. But I do end up deciding to go fishing instead, which is a bold choice for me. As you will soon see, Stardew Valley fishing does not like me, and honestly the feeling is mutual. Especially early game when the fishing bar is just so small, you don't have any bait, no tackle, but I have to get over myself. So, we're gonna head up to the mountain lake and do some fishing there, because I do think that's kind of an easier place to start out, with the carp being like one of the easiest fish in the game to catch. Okay, and with that tadpole, I think that's enough fishing for today. I know we still have some energy left, but I just don't want to have to keep throwing away fish since my pocket space is non-existent. And we'll go and meet Sebastian since he's out of his room for once. And then head inside and meet both Demetrius and Maru. So far in some of my other save files, I've married Alex, Sam, Sebastian, Leah, and Penny. And I think so far my favorite is actually Sebastian, which personally kind of surprised me. But we'll see who the choice ends up being for this run and if I think they're a better marriage candidate than Sebastian. I think now since it's raining, a lot of people tend to kind of hang out at the saloon on rainy days. So we're gonna head in there and talk to basically anybody and hopefully take a couple more people off of our list that we need to meet still. I feel like Sam gives off major golden retriever vibes, and I'm here for it. Wanted to see if there were any new recipes from Expanded, and looks like there are, which some of them are kind of expensive. Birch syrup, interesting. butterfish, bearberry, puppyfish. Huh. So I guess at some point we'll stumble upon some of these new items. Now I'm just kind of standing here like a weird little welcoming party for Gus's saloon, just to catch anybody coming in and really just try to eventually meet everybody in town. But by 7, I'm not sure if anyone else is going to show up, so I decided to go to them instead. Hit Haley, Jody, Vincent, cows, and then proceeded to head back. And that is going to be it for today. Day 4 started with Robin sending us a note about a well, which honestly may not be the worst idea for this farm. It is rather large, and while the river isn't too far away, it also isn't really close either. So, and then once we build up the crop field, I don't know if I'll love having to walk all the way over there to refill the watering can, most likely several times, at least until we can get sprinklers, which I feel like always takes me a little bit longer than it maybe should. And at that point, we can always just keep the well for decoration because they are kind of cute. I don't think the well will be our first priority though. I'd rather go ahead and get a chicken coop built so we can start making some passive money through eggs. And then maybe afterwards we'll add the well to the list. I continue exploring the farm a bit, and I really like all of these fenced off areas that are just kind of here already. Based off the coloration, it looks like they won't deteriorate and they're just permanent fixtures, which is super nice because I hate having to constantly reinforce the fences. I do wonder, since there is that opening and there's not a gate, if that means the animals will be able to pass through and just kind of free range, or if there's some kind of invisible barrier, but I guess we'll find out once we actually get some animals on the farm. And I think this little fenced off area up here is where I'm planning on putting the chicken coop. I know there's some big rocks in the way for now, but we can always just plop it down somewhere and then move it later. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear all I can from this spot, and then I think the chicken coop is gonna be our first goal to save up for. I'm also tempted to upgrade the axe first just so we can access some of those fruit trees. Normally I go for the pickaxe just because that helps so much in the mines, but I don't know, all those stumps are kind of in the way. So once we get enough copper to do an upgrade and money, I guess we'll see kind of what the priority is at that point. Came and checked the bus stop again, but no luck with the forage per usual. Also decided to talk to some of the people that were kind of out and about in town. And then finally went inside to meet Evelyn and George. I then ventured down to Blue Moon Vineyard to check this part of the map out and meet Sophia. And I think her little sprite is so cute. And while we're over here, we'll go ahead and talk to whoever might be in Cindersap and maybe catch Marnie as well, since we haven't met her yet. Andy is ignoring you. Thank you. That's very nice. I'm going to ignore you now too. Marnie actually was in her shop for once, probably just because I don't actually need to buy anything. If I did, then she definitely wouldn't be here, just because that's the way that works. So I see that I still need to meet quite a few people, but I don't think we'll prioritize absolutely everybody today. I did read on Nexus that Gunther has an actual, I don't know, personality in this mod as opposed to just being, in essence, a lawn decoration. So I went over to the museum to see if I could talk to him, but it looks like he's all gated off, so maybe that changes at some point. Then we went up to meet Clint. I decided to wander over here on the far right side of the town map, since this all looks to be new. Then I also noticed from the mod description that to the far right of that bridge is Grampleton Fields. I didn't download that mod. I don't know, I just wasn't thinking it was really necessary at this point, but if you guys think that that's a good mod to include, or if y'all like that as an addition to Expanded, let me know, and then I'll definitely add that for the next video. And at this point, I'm feeling a little socialized out. So I decided to go down to the beach and we'll do some fishing here until we run out of energy and maybe we'll be able to level up. There's the level up. So with that, decided it's time to head back to the farm. Sold just a couple of the fish, but kept most of it. And off to bed we go. So day 5 started as usual with checking the mail, and it looks like we unlocked the cute little hat mouse. We also got a note that poor Susan is stranded up by the train station, and Joja let us know that the mines are now unlocked, so it was a big mail day. Went ahead and got started harvesting our parsnips, so we got that achievement unlocked, which means we probably have a little bit of gold to pick up in our journal. And then watered the rest of our crops. But we won't spend too much time on the farm today, just so we can go ahead and get the community center cutscene and then also head on up to the mines. And it looks like our next journal quests are to get a coop, which I do think that's a good goal for us to start working towards. So I put the rest of the tools away that we won't need up in the mines, but held on to our hoe just in case we come across any of the little worms to find artifacts or carrot seeds. Also finally managed to meet Claire before heading on into town to get the cutscene with Lewis. And I did skip this cutscene, but we're gonna make sure to go on into the community center and read that first scroll. That way we get the note from Mayor Lewis tomorrow. Not Mayor Lewis, the wizard. Okay, now that that's checked off and done, we're gonna head on up to the mines. And this whole new area is really cool. I love what the mod creator did with this. Especially with the guild kind of being up here at the top of the mountain. Looks like Marlin actually goes outside now, which is good for him. But now we will actually head inside. And it did end up actually being a pretty decent mine run for me. Sometimes the early floors are kind of hit or miss, but I managed to get a club in a couple floors from one of the barrels, and that ended up being a game changer. The sword that you start with really just doesn't cut it. I got super lucky here on floor 9 by managing to find a staircase at the last minute. So we made it down to floor 10, which is great, and then I just stopped at floor 11 to see if there was anything exciting, but we were out of energy, decided to leave at that point. At that point, I decided to go into the guild just to see if there was anything exciting for expanded, and it does look like there are some additional recipes there. So I'll need to remember that to come back, and decided to hit Marlin on top of the head. Apologies. And since it is Friday, we'll head into the saloon and see if there's anybody else that we haven't met yet that may be there. So it does look like we've met majority of the people here, but we will at least get to cross Olivia off of the list, who's over at the bar. And while we're here, we can say hello to everybody else, just for the friendship points. I think Olivia's also super cute, and I appreciate that she's a marriage candidate, just so there are some different ages of the candidates in the game. I think some of them tend to be on the little bit of the younger side, so it's nice to see someone slightly older. Also got to meet Elliot finally. So after saying hi to everybody, decided to call it on our Friday night and head on home. So put everything that we gathered from the mines in a chest. We may not end up keeping it all, but just for now I'll keep hoarding, and then went off to bed. So if you've made it this far, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to follow along with the rest of the Let's Play. I would also love to hear your thoughts of any additional mods that would be fun, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I'll see y'all next time.